Welcome to the Real Man Group podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gray, and as always, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for tuning in to the fastest growing podcast on the internet. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so now. It will only help this channel grow. But subscribers, y'all know the vibe. Tell me, come on, how are you healing? So let's dig right into it. Listen, what do Michael Jordan, Fat Man Scoop, and a million other people have in common?
Man, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Man, fuck them kids. All my parents in the back scream, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Man, fuck them kids. Fuck that job and these bills. But fuck them kids.
Well, they all saying fuck those kids. Fuck those kids. I mean, raising kids today is hard as fuck. I remember growing up, I think I was a pretty decent kid. I don't think I put my mother through a lot, but I know I did some things. But my mother and father put the fear of God in me. That belt was the act right for real, like the nonverbal looks. Y'all all remember those looks that your mother gave you, and you knew at that moment it's time for you to chill the fuck out. I remember being on punishment for the entire summer. That was brutal. Parents back in the days was like, you didn't even play with your friend's parents. Your friend mom was, she was able to put the fear of God in you too. But you know that saying, man, it takes like a village to raise a child. So back in the days, the community is what raised us, was there. They was there when our parents couldn't be there. But yo, I remember one day, my mother came up to school because she got a call, right? She got a call, your son is not acting right. My mother came up to the school and smacked the shit out of me in front of the teacher, the principal, the class, and was like, yeah, and like, what are you gonna do about it? Try doing that shit today. You're gonna be in central booking trying to make a collect call. Tell me if I'm lying. But these schools today are so involved, especially these charter schools. They make you feel like they birthed your child and you're just a glorified babysitter. But I guess it's a good thing parents today are being held more accountable than back in the days. But back in the days, like, parents didn't even know where their children were until the streetlights came on. So when the streetlights came on, that's when they knew that kids was in the house. We all knew, like, once those streetlights come on, it's time to get your ass in the house. Tell me if I'm lying. But today is so, it's more accountability, and it's also that we're trying to give the kids everything that we didn't have, right? And that's what you're supposed to do. Every generation is supposed to be better than the next, right? But at the same time, I feel that we are crippling our children. They don't know struggle. They don't know struggle. They don't know what it is to not have, because just like you and I, we want to give the kids everything that we didn't have. We want them to be in different programs and sports and karate and gymnastics. We want them to be in everything that we couldn't afford back in the days. If we wanted a cell phone, we had to work for that. We had to be good in school. We had to make sure that our chores were done. It was guidelines. It was rules. It was like, if you didn't do any of these things, don't expect to have a good birthday. Don't expect to have a good Christmas. But they's kids today, they're just so entitled. They want everything handed to them, and they don't have any repercussions for the actions. They don't know that your report card, it could either break or make your summer or your Christmas. I lost a lot of birthdays and a lot of Christmas just not behaving, but they don't know the struggle. Ask your next door neighbor for some sugar, or go to the store with a credit slip. Hey, can you give me a loaf of bread and some eggs? My mother said that she's going to pay for everything later on. But like, they're becoming more spoiled brats with no repercussions for their actions. Being a father, I inherited being the role of the enforcer, right? Just like my dad was. And all my mother had to do to me is say, listen, I'm calling your father. Calling your father was like she had a direct line to God. It was like, no. You don't gotta call him. I'm gonna take care of it. But remember, I said she had to call my father. So it's obvious that I grew up in a broken home because my dad wasn't there. Well, I wouldn't say that it was ever home because I can't remember them ever being together or living underneath the same roof. But you guys get what I'm saying. So, single household until my mother married. So she married my stepdad. God bless him for taking me and my sister and playing the role of a stepfather. And one thing I would like to do, man, is shout out to all the stepfathers out there. And you guys don't get the flowers. You guys don't get the credit as much as you guys should, because to take on a mother with her children from another relationship, I can see how that can be very, very difficult, because not only do you have to deal with the children, but you also got to deal with their father. You're not my father, but also trying to be the male figure in the household. So if no one told you, man, if you're a stepdad, I support you. I want to give you your flowers. I want to send you love. So shout out to all the stepfathers out there. But back to these damn kids. Mothers are younger now. Grandmothers are looking even younger. What are they calling them now? Grandmas, right? The grandmas of Instagram, the grandmas of Facebook. The grandmothers are not your typical grandmother. We need those grandmothers with the big arms that move, and with the wooden spoon that really didn't play around with these kids. They did not play around with these kids. When you went to grandma's house, you knew that you need to act right, because if you didn't act right, she was going to make you act right. So where's those grandmothers at? Where's those grandmothers that knows how to be the parent when the parent is not around? Man, I miss my grandmother. Shout out to all the grandmothers out there too. But you know, the ones with the wooden spoon, like that right there was a act right for real. When you was reaching for that spoon, you need to either shut up, get down, come here, or go in your room. Period. Old school grandmothers, where you at? With the big arms. The ones that make the good mac and cheese and the collard greens. Where are y'all? But, you know, these kids can't function without a tablet or YouTube. Listen, YouTube, it's not a stab. I'm just speaking that these kids are developing lack of social skills, because all they want to do is get on your phone. Can I have your phone? Can I play games? Can I look on YouTube? I mean, the craziest thing that I have ever experienced is watching someone play with toys. Someone is watching someone play with toys, and that's exciting for them. But whatever, to each his own. But what it's doing to these kids is it is crippling them to have these social skills that's going to develop them for later on in the world. For me, I used to ride my bikes with a bunch of my fellas, and we used to ride through the neighborhood. We was talking to everybody, like anybody who is an 80s baby. Shout out to 80s baby. You know, we had no choice but to socialize. We had no choice but to get up, get out, play, get dirty, have fun. And we was in shape, riding bikes and running around. These kids today, man, they're suffering from obesity, lack of social skills. So just like Jordan and Fat Man Scoop, I'm gonna say, hate or love it. Thank you for tuning in to the fastest growing podcast on the internet. I'm your host, Mr. Gray, and as always, I'm so happy to be here. Wait, hold on. Did you subscribe? Did you smash that like button? I can tell. Thank you for tuning in to the next one.